Destiny Payton has finally spoken, and what she revealed on live TV has left everyone in shock. This wasn't some vague rant or a cryptic Instagram post. Destiny came prepared, and she didn't hold back. She exposed Marsau Scott in a way no one saw coming. Her words were bold, clear, and full of truth that had been bottled up for far too long. For years, people misunderstood her silence. Many thought she had nothing to say or that she wasn't important to the storyline. But Destiny made it clear, she wasn't quiet because she had nothing to say. She was quiet because she was watching, waiting, and preparing to tell her story on her own terms. Destiny started by explaining that everything asked of her on the show had been fair, but she didn't feel the need to showcase her personal relationship because, at the time, it wasn't a part of the show. She respected the process but also had boundaries. And that's where things started to change. People began to paint her in a negative light. She was called emotional, hard to work with, and even irrelevant. But Destiny wasn't going to sit in silence forever, especially not when her name, her business, and her peace were being damaged behind the scenes. When Destiny finally spoke up, she didn't just talk about one issue. She exposed a pattern. A series of actions that pointed directly at Marsau Scott. Destiny said that the real reason she spoke out was because she had reached her breaking point. According to her, once she stopped being quiet and stopped going along with the fake peace, Marsau began working behind her back. She claimed he used his connections to make sure her business, Madani Beauty, started to fail. She said vendors stopped returning calls, deals disappeared from her calendar, and meetings vanished without any notice. Destiny said it wasn't just a coincidence. She believed it was sabotage. She said she had email receipts that showed how things were slowly being taken from her. She didn't name the vendors or show the receipts on air, but she made it clear that they exist. She said it felt like someone was trying to push her out quietly while keeping a clean image in public. And when she looked at who had the power to do that, all signs pointed to Marsau. But that wasn't the end. Destiny revealed that the situation wasn't just about business. She said it got personal, way too personal. She claimed that Marsau started sending her late-night texts. The kind of messages that were just inappropriate. Not full of dirty words, but still crossing the line for a married man. She said the tone of those messages changed depending on her responses. If she didn't play along, he would suddenly go cold. And once she tried to keep things professional, he stopped communicating altogether. Destiny described how that shift affected everything. It wasn't just awkward. It became damaging. She said her name started getting dragged, her motives questioned, and people began to look at her as the problem. But she believes it all started when she didn't respond to Marsau the way he expected. What was once a friendly connection turned into a cold silence, followed by rumors and missed opportunities. Destiny said this wasn't accidental. It was all part of a bigger plan to destroy her reputation. She continued by saying that Marsau was good at keeping things clean in public. He always looked calm, stayed away from messy situations on camera, and let others take the heat. But Destiny said she saw a different side. She claimed that during so-called business trips, Marsau wasn't focused on business at all. Instead, she says he used those trips for private meetups with women. She even said that some of these trips were planned in cities where certain women just happened to be available. Destiny said that while everyone else thought Marsau was traveling for work, he was actually having secret getaways. She didn't drop names, but she hinted that these weren't just rumors. She had evidence. She said she'd kept notes, detailed ones. Dates, times, places. Destiny said she didn't want to come forward with all this, but once Marsau started damaging her life and her business, she felt like she had no choice. She called it a legacy of lies. Marsau was building a public image as a businessman, a family man, someone focused on creating wealth and structure. But Destiny said behind that image was something very different. She revealed that she's been keeping what she called an insurance folder. This folder, according to Destiny, holds screenshots, voice memos, and emails. Everything she would need to prove her side of the story. She said she's held back on releasing it out of respect and in hopes of a peaceful resolution. But now, that folder is on standby, and if pushed any further, she might just release everything in it. Destiny also spoke about how Marsau's wife, Letitia, played a role in keeping everything hidden. She said Letitia didn't just ignore what was going on, she protected it. Destiny claimed that Letitia would dodge hard questions, redirect conversations, and make sure Marsau's name stayed clear of any real trouble. Destiny didn't say this out of bitterness. She said it out of disappointment. She believed that Letitia knew more than she let on and chose loyalty over truth, and it wasn't just Letitia. Destiny pointed to Maurice, Marsau's brother, as someone who helped clean up behind the scenes. She said Maurice would step in when things got too messy, help cover things up, and make sure the public only saw what they were supposed to see. According to Destiny, this wasn't just about family, it was about control. The whole setup was designed to protect Marsau's image, even if it meant throwing someone else under the bus. Destiny described how all of this affected her personally. She wasn't just dealing with rumors. She said she was being painted as the villain. The loud one. The emotional one. The one who couldn't let things go. She said it was all part of a strategy to discredit her before she could speak the truth. And sadly, a lot of people believed the lies. Destiny said the attacks on her character were calculated. They weren't about her behavior. They were about silencing her voice. Then, Destiny dropped a quiet bombshell. She hinted at a long-term affair that Marsau allegedly had. She said this wasn't just a short mistake. It was a full-blown relationship, with money involved. According to her, Marsau paid rent for this woman, bought her expensive gifts, and even gave her hush money to keep quiet. Destiny didn't name the woman, but she said the financial paper trail is there, and that it proves the affair wasn't just a rumor, it was real and funded. Destiny said she found out about this relationship after her own connection with Marsau began to fall apart. She believes that when she started asking too many questions, that's when the attacks on her business and character really began. She said it wasn't just about Marsau ending their friendship. It was about him trying to erase her entirely so she couldn't speak out. She described how this entire experience changed her. She said Marsau didn't just cut ties, he tried to destroy her. She claimed that when the other woman involved in the affair began to speak up, Marsau flipped the story and called her unstable. He made sure others believed that she was the problem, not him. Destiny called this behavior controlling and manipulative. She said it's a pattern, and that she's not the only one who's gone through it. Destiny shared that other women have had similar experiences with Marsau, but they're afraid to speak out. Some are worried about their jobs, others about their families, and some just don't want to deal with the backlash. Destiny said there's a culture of fear surrounding Marsau. On the outside, he looks clean, polished, and calm. But behind the scenes, she says he's built a system that silences women, controls the narrative, and punishes anyone who pushes back. She said that's why she's speaking now. She's not scared anymore. She's tired of the silence and the lies. She's tired of people asking what happened to her business, her role on the show, and her reputation, without knowing the truth. She said people deserve to know what really happened, and she deserves to be heard without being labeled angry or bitter. Destiny ended by saying that she's not here to cause chaos. She's here for truth and healing. She said she's still standing because she's one of God's strongest soldiers, and even though this journey has been painful, she believes it's leading to something greater. And if things get worse, if more lies are spread or if people continue to attack her, that folder she's been holding on to could come out. And once it does, the truth will be out there for everyone to see. People online are already reacting. Some are saying they always believed Destiny had more to say. Others are calling her brave for finally telling her story. One comment said, "This right here is next-level bravery. She deserves to be heard." Another said, "Marsau has been too comfortable for too long. If Destiny drops that folder, it's over," and that might be true. Because what Destiny revealed isn't just about drama. It's about power, control, and how far some people will go to protect their image while tearing down others. Destiny Payton decided to take her power back. And in doing so, she's showing other women that they don't have to stay quiet. That truth matters. And that it's never too late to tell your side of the story.